So this is what we're dealing with. Hey, good morning. Welcome back to Ohrmundt Simmentals. All right, it is Sunday morning and it is Memorial Weekend. Yeah, so yesterday I was down at my sister's in Janesville for my niece's graduation party and my other niece's birthday. So that was really nice. It was great seeing them. So literally the only thing I did yesterday was come and run water. On the dock for today, one of the big things for today is going to be setting up this area, getting both feeders in. We got to clean out that feeder, and then all the cows are going to get put into that area. Because the other thing that's going to happen today is that guy is going on the clock. He's gonna finally start earning his keep for the year, which is a little bit, actually this is pretty much our average time is we usually will put our bull out on Memorial Weekend is our typical time to put them out. Last year we put him out on the 15th, but this year nobody really was cycling, so it really wasn't a big deal to not put him out. We really like to only put him out when somebody's in heat stuff. The other thing that we're doing today is we're gonna start working on the field behind mom and dad's. Not quite sure what we're gonna plant back there, but we know that we're gonna moldboard plow it versus whatever we do back there. We're gonna moldboard plow it versus chisel plowing it. Chiseling it last year was fine after corn, but because we have sod back on there, we're just gonna flip it over and disc it, and then we're still gonna figure out how much corn we're gonna put up there and then what we're going to do with the rest of it. But we want to get the plow on. It hasn't been on for a couple of years, and that's going on the 29, and then we'll go from there. All right, so we're down at the shop. We unhooked the grain drill, and we actually need the hydraulic ram off of that guy because we actually stole it off of the plow. And it has been, well, it's been 4 years since we used the plow, because that's about, we've used the chisel 3 years now, at least, I think. So this is just an Oliver, was it a 416? It is what they call the add a bottom. You could add another fifth bottom to this. So it's worked okay, and it doesn't cost us anything, so we kept it. Our issue right now is when we put this on the grain drill, we put new hoses on it because it needed new hoses anyways. But we didn't think we'd use the plow anymore with that cylinder, and now the hoses are too short. If that is the case, then we think we're gonna steal the hydraulic ram off of that guy because those hoses are really long. Actually, no. First question Dad asked, is the tire flat? Shockingly, no. We must put some sealant in it or something. All right, we got the plow all greased up and all that stuff. I mean, there's not a whole lot to it. It's pretty simple. So we're heading down to the farm. We're gonna fuel up the 29 and then we'll meet you behind the house. this is what we're dealing with. This red weed. It's always kind of been up here, but this is worse than it's ever been. So what we're seeing is that this weed is about 6 to 8 inches tall, but what you're not seeing is any grass that's overtaking it. Even like the ryegrass that was in there, or the orchard grass. Typically orchard takes, for us, usually would take an extra year to establish, but that's why we added the ryegrass, so it would be a little bit quicker to establish. But that stuff is shorter, and it's just like, no, we're not going to take a chance and wait. We're going to plow this under and get rid of that weed. So what I'm going to do now is I have an app, and I'm going to measure about where Dad is, and then I'm going to go to the other end of the field and get the same distance. Yeah, so going across this field, I mean, even some of this weed is like almost a foot tall, which is crazy. It's always kind of been on this field when we've had hay. Okay, this is where the old chisel ground is. So now I'm going back and I'm gonna find out where 342 feet ends up on this side and give Dad a landmark to plow to. And right now I'm driving over 2 years ago the chisel ground, which is rougher than a cob. All right, so I found the spot, Dad found his landmark, and now he's gonna try this out. And it's been a couple years, so. Don't look real bad. Looks a lot darker than I thought it would. There's probably a little more moisture in there than normal. But really right now it's not a good representation, because he's going on flat, and then he's going to turn around and come back in here. So he's trying to gauge his depths, and so now what Dad will do is he'll actually he's going to come back on my side and then plow that back that way, and then he's got his furrow to sink the tire down into, and that's just to help to get your angle, and it helps with rolling those rows over, and you get just a little bit of depth. Now that front coulter isn't digging in the ground, but it will when he turns around and does another round, because this front tire will be in that furrow, and that'll help get that in there. What we're doing right now is there's a stop on that back wheel that'll help adjust how deep that back end goes, so we've just been adjusting that a little bit. The old plow works pretty decent. Alright, we're gonna let Dad do his thing. He likes plowing. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it in a cab tractor, but temp-wise, it's actually kind of nice out. So I'm gonna head back, gotta drop off the impact driver, the impact wrench, because we don't need it, thankfully. And then I'm gonna head back and work on that yard, getting it ready for the cows. That's how we clean them out. Beautiful. And I'm just going to go around and check that yard fence to make sure it's a-okay. All right, I think I got the fence pretty decent. I've got right over here at the end of the bales, I've got that open. I just got to put the temp line up there. I put a double line there under that ribbon, and then down over there to go onto that field, I put 2 gate handles. I've been talking about gate handles for a couple years right there, so there they are. I think now, before I put, just don't want to drop this, before I put the temp line up, I'm going to try and get the blue water hooked up. All right, I think I actually found what I needed. Plus a channel locks. Oh, I need a flat bladed screwdriver. Forgot about that for the hose clamp. All right, so we want to take this part off and then put this here, and then this needs to get threaded up into here. And the hose clamp. Okay, I thought it was broke. It's just dirty. All right, we have got water on. So let's get to the other end because it's probably running through already, or that valve is shut off. It shouldn't be shut. But let's get over there and see what it's doing. And there we go. We got a little bit of garbage in here, so we'll clean this out. And then we'll let the water run a little bit. Get some of this garbage out. What's weird is this one developed a hump right here. It's low here, low there, so I don't know if it just warped or what. I actually just realized we got a cracked valve. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's split right on top. So might have to order a new one of those. Not a huge deal. It's not like it's leaking a lot, but yeah, we actually technically could take it out and put a plug in there, because the actual valve, float valve, is right here. And then that's just on the bottom. I think it's to let water out here. I may have come up to check on Dad at just the right time, because I think he just got stuck. He's actually been getting a lot done, but I think he hit just the right spot. So Dad said he's had an interesting time up in this corner. As you can see, these are not plow marks, these are tire marks, especially right there. right, these guys moved, no problem. So I need to get this stuff cleaned up. But I think, yeah, I think we're gonna have to finish up the rest of the stuff, get the rest of the animals moved, get this where I can hook Juice back up. Bass. That wasn't even the exciting part. Now it'll get interesting. As long as they don't all come running back, because it's time to let Factor out. Come on, big guy. Now, this is not his first year, so he kind of knows what's going on around here. So nobody is in heat today, unfortunately, but he should spend most of the evening exploring. Almost out of battery, so you get a little bit of phone video. So Factor's gonna find out if anybody's in heat. He did a really good job last year as a yearling, so I have no doubts he's gonna do a good job this year as a 2-year-old. Took him a little while, but he's finally got his big boy clothes on. I will say he does a really nice job. He minds the fences pretty decently. Any little bit of grief that we've given him about like not liking to go in the barn and stuff like that out here, I mean, he's still a bull, so he's gonna go wherever the heck he wants to go. But he minds the fences and really doesn't wreck anything, so he can stick around as long as he doesn't become a grumpy old man.